We are holding this press conference today on this issue of recruitment. Uh, the last time when I had the press conference, I informed everyone that how important the UT administration thinks that this recruitment process should be expedited. Uh, so till date, uh, earlier around 1120 jobs have already been provided. Regular government jobs have already been provided to the youth of Ladakh. But the major recruitment of the posts of the UT cadre, or what we call divisional cadre, or Group B posts. These 797 Group B posts had been referred to the Staff Selection Commission in December 2021, and the examination or for these posts was done by the SSC in the year 2022. And as you all know that there were some court issues because some application forms had been rejected by the SSC because there were some deficiencies in the application form. So these candidates or applicants, they were not issued the admit cards. So they went to the CAT, and then CAT issued an order that the SSC should issue them admit cards and take their exam. So they again, that exam was they also sat in the examination, and then their result was also prepared by the SSC. But then the CAT, in the final decision, they said that their applications should not have been entertained. Then they went to the High Court. So High Court, on 30th of June, the double bench, the DB of the High Court of J&K and Ladakh, they gave their judgment order that now, as these candidates have also they also sat in the examination, they have undergone the whole process. Now some of them have also found their place in the merit list. So the result of all the candidates should be declared. So against this decision of the Honorable High Court of J&K and Ladakh, the SSC went to the Supreme Court, and we kept following the case because we felt that the result of at least those candidates which are the majority candidates whose application forms were without any defects, at least their result should be declared. Even if there are some candidates who somehow their application forms were some deficient as per the norms, so that decision the SSC can take. But at least those which are majority, their results should be declared. But then SSC felt that they should go to the Supreme Court, so we followed it. We pursued it in the Supreme Court. So after a lot of persuasion, then when the Honorable Supreme Court, then they gave a decision that as a one-time exception, the result should be declared. So this was a big relief for both the candidates of the UT of Ladakh as well as the administration of UT of Ladakh, because our posts are lying vacant and we need these posts filled as early as possible. So after that, now we have got finally, we are holding this press conference to tell you that now finally we have got the select list in physical form. These select lists have come to us, and the around 547 candidates list has come to us. The remaining is in the pipeline. So around 42 categories of posts are there which have come to us. Now it is a detailed exercise because once the select list comes to us, we have to segregate these 547 candidates. So we have created a special cell in the GAD, that these applications, these select lists, they should be scrutinized, they should be segregated in a time bound manner, and we have set a timetable for us that these candidates should be able to join their places of posting. One important thing which I want to inform the candidates and their parents through this press conference is that these we had two recruitments going on simultaneously. One recruitment was being done by the Staff Selection Commission for our UT level posts, which are 797, which I just detailed. And another recruitment was also going on simultaneously in the district recruitment boards, for the posts which we call district cadre posts. So for that we have two our own subordinate services recruitment boards of district level. One is in Leh and another is Kargil, headed by the respective DC. So another 1,230 posts, which are district cadre posts, which 635 belong to Leh and 595 belong to Kargil. The selection of these posts was also going simultaneously. Now the results of these district level posts has also now come to us from the Leh. Roughly around 325 plus select list has come to us of the district cadre posts also. Kargil will be soon submitting to us because they could not submit it because of the model code of conduct which was there in view of the LHDC Kargil election. They will also be. So we have a huge task before us, issuing appointment orders of these 797, roughly 800 candidates, as well as issuing appointment orders for the 1,230 district posts. So I just want to inform the successful candidates that there is every likelihood that one candidate may be figuring in more than one category or more than one post. So he may also be figuring, suppose, in a post in the one department and also in another department. Similarly, he may also be figuring in the district recruitment select list also. So my appeal to everybody, and in order to save time and in order to save our posts, because one has to remember one thing, because once you join against a post, after you are issued a formal appointment letter, that post is treated to have been consumed, because then that post cannot be transferred to a waiting list candidate. That post gets sort of consumed, and then we have to again refer that post to the respective recruitment board for selection. So the candidates have to be very, very careful. The results are already, SSC results are already on the website. We already have the lists. They already know that they have been selected. So even among the select lists of the SSC, there will be a higher category, there will be a lower category. I am giving you an example of, say, planning department. So in the planning department, we sent two a category of posts for selection to the SSC. One is the statistical assistant, which is a higher post, and then there is a junior statistical assistant, which is a lower post. And the candidate who is in the statistical assistant merit list also is figuring in the juniors SSA list also. So it is very important that, of course, anybody who is selected both as a statistical assistant as well as a junior statistical assistant will always go for the statistical assistant. So that is why we are also releasing the list in this manner, that we first issue the list of statistical assistant, so that is a higher post, so that let them join against that, so that the post of junior statistical assistant, because then they will not be in that list, so then the reserve list can operate. So the other students, other candidates who are in the line can also get the benefit. So my request to all the candidates is that they should consider it very carefully where they are going to join, because once they join, our post will get used, our post will get consumed. So this is an example I gave to you. So first of all, we will be issuing you the appointment offers. So that is the procedure. We issue you an appointment offer. We say that you have been selected. Now, please, you have to give your acceptance. There is a form, a particular form, where you have to give your acceptance letter. Once you give your acceptance letter for, say, in the post of statistical assistant, then you will be sent for a medical examination, because medical test is a mandatory requirement for issuing the formal appointment letter. So after you have been you have accepted the appointment order and then offer, and then we have sent you for the medical examination, and you have been found medically fit for government service, then we will issue you a formal appointment letter, and then you will go and join at your post. So this is the procedure for all categories of posts. So the candidates have to be very, very careful, so that their other brethren who are in the reserve list, because at this time we don't disclose the reserve list. In the district recruitment selections, we disclose it, but whereas in the SSC, the procedure is that they only give us the select list, and then they wait for us to tell that out of the 58 say only 40 have joined, so there are 18 boys who have not joined. Maybe they have found employment somewhere else. So then we request the SSC, please send us a list of additional 18 candidates. So then these are called the reserve list. But as far as the district recruitment list are concerned, there the candidates know that they are in the waiting list. So that is the difference. So this thing will be done in a very clockwork manner. Like we will first segregate. We try to segregate them by 15th of October. Once they are segregated, then another 3-4 days we will take to issue the appointment offers to these candidates. And then candidates will be given a time, because suppose if a candidate is outside, because once you have given the appointment offer, we wait for at least 1 month for the candidate to respond. So the candidate can respond the other day also. He can respond on day 1, he can respond on day 2, but 30th day he must respond. Otherwise he loses. It appears then it will be deemed that he is not interested in the appointment offer. So 1 month that will take us. We will wait for you for 1 month. Then once we get your appointment offer, maybe we get it on the second day or third day or 10th day. Accordingly, you will be sent for the medical examination, and we have constituted 2 medical boards specially for this purpose. One is in the Leh, one is in the Kargil district, so that these candidates, most of them would be fit, but that is a requirement that we should get a certificate from the medical board. So then after they are found physically fit, then we will issue them the formal appointment letter. So then this will happen both for the SSC as well as it will happen for the district recruitment board post. So we plan that by November end, these roughly around 2000 candidates, they must get their appointment letters and our post should get filled. So this is a sort of a very welcome news for the youth of Ladakh. Some people had expressed this apprehension that those candidates who could not make it to the select list, they were thinking of going to court for, I don't know what they perceive, that there was some system or again some normalization, which I have not understood. But we have taken a preventive action on that also. Now we are filing a caveat in the Honorable High Court. I had asked the successful candidates that you may also file that caveat, but we cannot only leave it to them. So because our interest is more in this, because we want our post to be filled. So we are also I think shortly, within a day or two, that caveat also will be filed. So that's way also we will secure that these posts are, ultimately they are now, after such a long struggle that you have got these posts, they must be filled, and the boys and the candidates, girls and boys candidates, they must get their appointment. So another thing is that we are now, this is regarding the non-gazetted posts. So for gazetted posts, we are in a very planned and clockwork manner, we are framing our recruitment rules, because they are to be sent to the UPSC for clarification. So we have already sent around 5 departments recruitment rules, as far as I recall. The rest are in the pipeline, because it's a detailed exercise. First the recruitment rules are framed, then after they are framed, then they are put to the public domain for at least a month. Then after they are put to the public domain for a month and the stakeholders respond or may not respond, then whatever stakeholders responses are, they are again studied, and whether some which are cogent or which are important or which are really worth incorporating, we do that. After that, again we take some approvals, and then we upload it on the RRFMS website of the UPSC. So it's a detailed exercise. At every level, you have to be very accurate. So this takes time, but then we are doing it in a very planned manner, and we also have targeted that by end of November, all our recruitment, gazetted recruitment rules have roughly 33 departments. They must be with the UPSC, and some of them and most of them should also get back to us after their approval, because only after UPSC approves them we can notify them, because the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of the UT of Ladakh has been empowered to issue the gazetted recruitment rules also, but after consultation and approval of the UPSC. So on that front also we are working, because we plan that, we target that once we are you have finished the recruitment rules and notified them by end of November, then we will have a gap or an opportunity of 1 month to actually refer them to the UPSC for recruitment. So we hope that by next year these gusted posts also will get filled. Then our all our posts which are with us, they will all get filled, and this will be culmination of all these things. Simultaneously, this year we sent another post, around 203 posts we sent to the SSC. SSC has already taken, that examination has happened. Their merit lists are being prepared. These are the in addition to the 797 earlier. So these 203 posts. So that makes roughly around 1000 posts SSC. So they are also being scrutinized, and shortly their merit list would also start, basically coming. So now the once now this thing has happened, now the this procedure or this particular important work of providing a job to the youth of Ladakh, now it has, this has got now realized. So this is what I wanted to share with you, and through you I wanted to also share, congratulate those candidates who have become, who have been successful, who have got into the merit list. And we are now very upbeat that they will come and join us. And once they join us, the speed and the delivery of the public services will improve. Because if you have your posts unfilled and vacant, then certainly the public delivery of the government services gets affected, because one person holds many charges. Maybe he is not competent also to hold that charge, because that is some ad hoc arrangement. So then the services don't get delivered properly. But once you have right people at right place and post filled, then definitely the services get improved, and the people of Ladakh will get better services. So that is what we are aiming at. We have been working on it very, very meticulously. But as the matter was, went to the courts and other things, but ultimately with the blessings of all people, now we have now come to the stage that when it is now fully materialized. So that's what I wanted to share with you. So thank you very much.
So, there are some questions among the youth regarding the gazetted rules for teams. So, after UT formation, like it has been quite delayed also. And few of the candidates has lost their age also. So, there will be any kind of age relaxation also when it will be notified?
Yeah, there is a, see, the government has the competence. We have the competence to to determine such things. So that can be done. So our first priority is actually to get the recruitment rules notified, gazetted recruitment rules notified. Yes, it has taken time because we were first busy in doing the other things, because the non-gazetted, because that volume is much bigger. So now as we have, and then there were issues with the UPSC for 1 year. For why did it take so much time? Because we are the only UT in the country, to my knowledge, where we have, despite being a union territory, we have kept or reserved these posts only for the residents of Ladakh. So this news you always hear, that jobs will be taken by others or something like others, that is not fact at all. The very fact that the government of India, agreed that though union territory of Ladakh is a far is a UT of is a union territory, but and because we had not adopted the domicile route, because otherwise in every other state or UT, you have a domicile route, you have a domicile law, that any Indian citizen, if he lives in, say, if I live in Pondicherry for 15 years, depends upon the local domicile law. Or if I live in another state, it depends upon that state's domicile law. I acquire a right to get appointment there also. But that is after putting in 15 years or whatever conditions that domicile law of the respective state or UT states. But in Ladakh, you don't have domicile law at all, because it was felt that it should be always kept reserved for the youth of the Ladakh. So we resorted to the resident of Ladakh certificate. So that is why we then, it took us time to actually notify even the non-gazetted posts. Now today, all non-gazetted posts are reserved for the youth of Ladakh. So this talk of that somebody will come and take government job is totally not based on fact. Correct. Now come to the gazetted posts. Nowhere in the country Because again, I said that domicile law applies there. But it took us 1 year, we with the UPSC, because they said that this is not the norm. Norm is that domicile law is the norm. But we said that no, in Ladakh is a far-flung area and the opportunities for the youth are very limited. Government jobs are the only opportunity for them to get a permanent employment. So we have to even keep the gazetted posts also reserved for them. So now they have agreed, after 1 year. So that is why now we are moving forward. Only condition is that, because if you insist on, because there could be specialized posts, like if you have a medical college, you are planning to set up a medical college. So in the medical college, you may not get those professors, those faculty from Ladakh, because Ladakh is a very new, it's only a district which has just become a UT, both districts. So there we have kept a provision that in certain cases where we do not find local people despite our best efforts, then we can think of getting only the special people who are not here available to get, so that our institutions also run. Otherwise the medical college will not run, it will stop. Or any other higher institution will not work, it will not stop. So people would lose on that account also, because if you don't have a medical college, that also is not good for Ladakh. So that's why it has taken this much time. So because we have ensured that all the opportunities of employment go to the youth of Ladakh. So that is why it took us time. Otherwise, in any other state, it could have been, say, done much earlier. But because of this special situation, it has taken a time, but it has been worth waiting, because now at least we have secured the jobs, government jobs for the youth of Ladakh. So because I personally see that in engineering departments, I see there are plenty of engineers, trained engineers who can apply. Especially in the medical posts also, suppose if we have 100 posts vacant of the medical officers, I am 100% sure that we will get the Ladakhi boys and girls who have done their MBBS for these posts. So, but as far as higher posts are concerned, where experience or where specialized knowledge, like in the professors, associate professors, or certain special jobs, there we may not find, but we cannot also stop that institution. For that purpose, after we come to know that this is not available, then we can think of getting people also who can fill these posts. But all the jobs today, as on date, are reserved for the people of Ladakh. There is no possibility that someone else will come and take your job. So that I want to clarify to the youth of Ladakh, that to ensure that this happens, it has taken us a little more time.